Hello, welcome to another episode, Halftime TV viewers and subscribers. And we're switching it up a little bit today. Yesterday, we spoke about some football. Now we're going to talk about track and field. And we have so many different meet happening every weekend. I think there's a different meet happening somewhere, whether it's a continental meet, then we have some Diamond League, then we have some collegiate meet happening as well. But we're talking about the two Briannas today because we have two exceptional young athletes in Brianna Williams and Brianna Liston, both standout teenagers. Brianna Liston still a teenager, might I say, and she turns 20 in a couple of days' time. As a matter of fact, she was born the same day as my daughter, so something interesting there. But before we even go into this one, big shout out to the sponsors, Quicklink Shipping. You can see the telephone number right on the banner below. But I wanted to talk about it because Brianna Williams has been, she's divided track and field fans, at least Jamaican track and field fans for the most part, might I add. No, she switched coaches. She came home. She was training with Michael Frater, and then she changed it up a little bit again in the last couple of months. Brianna Liston, she went to college and she's been doing her thing in the National Collegiate Athletics Championship. Okay, so I wanted to speak about it today because when you go through the list of young Jamaican athletes, and I think at the Jamaican Invitational Track and Field meet, was it last weekend, we saw young Slowly as well, and she had heads turning because people are saying, who is this young lady? How come we didn't see her? How come we're just finding out about her? And for those who have been following track and field and have been paying attention to the circuit, they would have known her. They would have seen her one or two times, but maybe they didn't expect her to come up this big. Now, at the Jamaican National Championship, they call it the National Trials, as I call it, we will be seeing a ton load of big names because in addition to the Clayton twins, and I know Tina Clayton is one of the standout that everyone will be looking forward to seeing. We have so many top female athletes, and big up Jassy. I think it's going to be interesting to see which of the two Briannas stand a better chance of making the plane to Paris. Now, Brianna Williams, she usually comes up big, and I think I've said this in one of my previous videos that regardless of what Brianna Williams is doing throughout the season, she just always seems to come up with something big when it matters most. And as things stand right now, when does it matter most at the Jamaica National Championship? When it's going to be decided who gets on the plane to go to Paris. Now, Brianna Liston, we know she was a standout junior. We know she did the business. She did what she had to do. And even now, as she is competing, I think as she's competing with some of the big guns, some may say with some of the big guns, I think she is proving again that she has what it takes to go all the way. So she may very well be the next big thing coming out of Jamaica. She may very well be the next 100-meter national champion. She may very well be the next 100-meter world champion or 200-meter world champion. She's exceptional over both. And just for context, I'll give you a couple of the numbers because just a couple of days ago, Brianna Liston, she clocked 10.91 seconds over 100 meters. And to top that off, on the same day, she clocked, well, a couple of days before, sorry, she clocked 22.31 over 200 meters. And this happened in Florida. Now, Brianna Williams, her personal best over 100 meters, 10.94, and that was set a couple of years ago. I think 2002, but let me confirm. I think I should have the numbers right here. Yep. So she set her personal best 10.94 in 2002, and 200 meters, 22.53. So 22.53 for Brianna Williams as her personal best over 200 meters. And we mentioned a little bit earlier, Brianna Liston, 22.31. So she's quicker than Brianna Williams over 200 meters, and she's quicker than Brianna Williams over 100 meters. But That's not what matters, because we can use all the statistics and we can use the numbers and we can say, okay, this is a time that she's run before, and um, this is her fastest time. However, on the day, it's who shows up, and I use Johan Blake as a prime example because we've seen what Johan Blake's personal best is. However, in recent times and the years that followed, it doesn't seem or doesn't look as if he's going to get anywhere near that. Brianna Williams, I think hers wasn't that far back, and as a result, there's still time for her to get back to that space. But do I see her getting there anytime soon? No, I don't. And Jassy, my colleague, will disagree because he's saying there's still time for Brianna Williams to improve going into the national championship. We're just a couple of weeks away from the national championship, so there is time, but on current form and considering where Brianna Liston is in her season as things stand now, I think she has the better chance. But that's my opinion, and I'm curious to hear what you, the viewers and subscribers, have to say. There are a ton load of other names that we can go in and we can do a comparative analysis on all the young females that are coming in that are expected to compete at the national championship. But I won't go into that because I wanted to just keep it to these two. And aside from the spelling of their first name, maybe one with two N's and one with a single N, I think the trajectory of their career is very similar, because Brianna Williams, she was exceptional at Brianna Liston's age. At 19 years old, she had the world at her feet. And I think it's a similar case right now with Brianna Liston. And we're seeing what she's doing, and everyone's paying attention. I know the conversation of, I know the conversation of who should have gone pro and who should have gone to college. I think it's something that's been discussed a whole lot across the board, where people are saying maybe she shouldn't have gone to college, maybe she should have gone pro straight off the bat, but she made the decision and she's still putting time on the board. I think usually when we hear about the college circuit, especially as Jamaicans, we're a bit worried because we think, hey, because of the number of races that these athletes have to run, they oftentimes come to the national championship and they're super burnt out and all of that. But I think it's one of those where I like what I'm seeing. Put it that way. I like what I'm seeing. The numbers are encouraging, and Brianna Liston, I think, will only get better from here. And maybe there are some that we're having the same conversation that we're having now, are putting forth the same pointers that I'm putting forward now when we're talking about Brianna Liston. Maybe this argument was being made about Brianna Williams a couple of months ago, well, a couple of years ago, because of how she was performing at that stage. But going into the national championship, and I know there's still time, we still haven't seen the big guns as yet, but based on what we've seen this season so far, and based on the number of races that we've seen, I think Brianna Williams, she doesn't give me that bit of confidence. But as I said, I could be wrong, because Brianna Williams usually steps up when it matters most. Brianna Liston, she looks as if she's determined this season to do something big. And I am going to put it out there right now to you, the viewers and subscribers. Don't be surprised if you see Brianna Liston on that plane going to Paris, right? There's so many other big names. Right? So many big names. So she may very well not be on the plane any at all. But, and we're talking about probability based on sample size right now, and based on performances that we've seen this season. I know Brianna Williams, she has the benefit of experience under her belt, but the exuberance of youth and hunger is on the Brianna Liston's belt, and one could make an argument that both of these athletes, the strong point or the strength of each may balance off the other. So experience on one, youthful exuberance on the other, it could balance off, and it could mean the same thing come the day when they need to qualify. And Rob Smith said, Liston will make the 200-meter team if healthy. We'll see. But again, it's a conversation that Halftime TV is starting. I like to start these conversations, and then we continue the discussion in the comment section. Brianna Williams or Brianna Liston, who do you have? Who do you think has the better chance of making the plane to Paris come a couple of weeks' time? And we will be revisiting this discussion, because we will continuously be doing previews and assessment and analysis as we approach the national championship as the weeks go by. But remember, we still have football content coming up because the World Cup qualifier is just around the corner. But again, I think on the back of that big performance that Brianna Liston gave, I needed to speak on it. And I know the performance a couple of days now, so people are saying, oh, we forgot about it, and there are other YouTubers who did a video straight off the bat. But I wanted to put it into context how exceptional she's been this season. And again, for those who joined us late, Brianna Liston, over 100 meters, 10.91 in Gainesville, Florida, on May 11th, and over 200 meters, 22.31. So she registered personal best in both the 100 meters and the 200 meters. All right, so Brianna Williams, not been the best of starts for her this year. Again, her personal best still a couple of years back, 10.94 over 100 meters set in 2022, and over 200 meters, 22.50 set roughly 6 years ago, back in 2018. Okay, so again, Halftime TV is saying, folks, share your thoughts in the below this video. Who has the better opportunity, or the better chance, I should say, of making the plane to Paris? Let's hear it. Brianna Liston, in the form of her life, mind you, still very young, still has a big future ahead of her. And Brianna Williams, she came out the blocks reasonably fast, but she seems to have been a little bit slower over recent years, well, months and years, put it that way. But let's discuss in the comment section below. Halftime TV saying, until next time, folks, have a wonderful day. Peace.